I guess. Hey, this is Badger Gaming. Have you seen the new stash tabs? Wait, new stash tabs? Oh my god. Alright. Where's my wallet? Where's my wallet? Welcome. It's your friendly neighborhood Badger here, and I am back for a short little video on some small updates that have been made to the game as of recently. What I mean by that, everyone has kind of been wallowing in the supposed controversy of more stash tabs being added to the game. I've been looking at both sides of things. There's quite a few people angry about, just talking about money grabs from GGG and everything like that with these new Blight, Metamorph, and Delirium stash tabs. But what I want to do is just try and present my thoughts on the matter. And we're also going to go over a little bit of an update that Chris himself made on the Path of Exile forums as a news post. So what are these three tabs coming into Path of Exile at the moment? As right here, they are Blight, Metamorph, and Delirium stash tabs for all of the types of small drops that you do get from these three league mechanics. Now, these tabs themselves are around about 40 points, I think, each, and 100 for the bundle, if we actually have a look here. 40, 40, 40, and then 100 for the whole bundle itself. It's a fairly okay price compared to other stash tabs and everything like that we do have. If we have a look at, the unique collection, it's 140 points, all this kind of stuff. But it is three different tabs. It is more clutter, yes. Some could argue that these tabs could have been condensed together. But before I really jump into any more of that, I think it's best that we do jump over and have a look at what Chris has actually been saying, and what he mentioned in a post that was only a few hours after these stash tabs were actually released. So we're going to go over this. Basically, the title is The Future of Stash Tabs, what GGG have planned for stash tabs, and what we can expect in the future as well. And then we're going to ramble on a little bit more at the end about all of that. So let's jump into it. The future of stash tabs. Today we released some new types of stash tabs. Despite them selling well, many players had concerns about the direction of how our tabs are going in the future. We have some stash tab quality of life features in the pipeline that we intended to announce when they were ready, but feel are important to announce now so that the context of new tabs makes more sense. Before we actually continue, I just want to quickly mention that this is impressive from a gaming company, not only from, someone who might be a part of the, the community management side of things, but Chris himself, the lead developer of the game, posting on this, because there has been a little bit of backlash, posting himself and letting people know. That shows really, really great character of the business, from my perspective. But this very first thing here is very important and interesting that a lot of people have been, I guess, wanting. These first two little sections here, tab folders and tab affinities. We're just going to go over this because this is pretty exciting for you all. Tab folders. You'll be able to create tab folders for free, which can contain other tabs. This lets you easily group related tabs together, hide empty ones you don't want cluttering the list, and so on. You can group all of your kind of fragment tabs, you can group your league tabs together, you can group all of your sale tabs together, all of your rare tabs. If you're doing chaos recipes, you can have one tab each of all the, all the different types of gear. The possibilities are endless of how you want to customize this, and it is entirely for free. This is something that they're saying that there's no date on this, but they're saying it is in the pipeline. So keep that in mind. They aren't specifying any dates with any of these future updates, but they're saying they're working on it, which is really, really good. And clarifying of this is really important here at the moment as well. The next big one is basically why you may have clicked on this video, because it's something that's very, very exciting, and a lot of people have been wanting this for a very long time. I would say the vast majority of Path of Exile players have been wanting this. Tab affinities. What does this mean? You will be able to tick a checkbox on one of each type of your currency, map, essence, divination, fragment, unique, delve, blight, metamorph, and delirium tabs to indicate that tab should receive items that are control clicked from the inventory. This is basically auto sorting. This has been a hot topic for years. I've been playing this game for a very long time, and it's been a hot topic. There's always been backlash from GGG because they want to keep it very much basically user-controlled, and that to kind of slow down the game a little bit. But the game has changed so much over the years that it's just not viable anymore for the game to be like that, to be completely manual sorting in pretty much most areas. So Chris does go on to say as well that this intentionally would not work with other items such as rares you've picked up, as those require attention to identify and consider them. So it's kind of your more stackable currencies and everything like that as well, your maps, all that. We considered whether this feature would result in an unacceptable level of paying for convenience, because a user could clear their inventory with similar speed by dumping items into a regular tab, albeit in a less sorted or pretty way. We feel it wouldn't give a significant advantage if a user is optimizing for mapping speed and provides a similar level of organizational benefit that the specialized premium tabs already provide. I slightly disagree with this statement here, that having more tabs with this implementation will mean there will be a larger divide between the unpaying and paying players of Path of Exile. You're going to be at a much higher advantage with your currency tabs and everything like that with this new tab affinity. That's the one thing that I don't actually quite agree with in this statement here. That being said, overall, I think it's a very, very great implementation to the game. Because these features are still on the drawing board, are a while away from release, ideally before 3.12, which is hopeful, and may be cancelled or changed if problems come up during development. And that's an interesting line there, may be cancelled or changed. Basically, that's just them that's GGG, just trying to protect themselves a little bit. I would assume that this will be coming soon, don't worry, but it is definitely them protecting. That being said, the stash tabs, yes, it is primarily a free-to-play game, and buying stash tabs is very much going to help you. I think the price, I think we were just checking the price of all the premium stash tabs and everything like that, amounts to around about $52 USD, which, around the same kind of price as a normal AAA title or something like that, which, coming into a free-to-play game, you're not expecting to be paying money, but for the time investment, especially for myself playing this game for, let's say, almost too long, is very much worth the money. So I'm totally fine with this implementation. But if you have any other thoughts, definitely let me know down in the comments below. I want to have a good discussion about all of this. So the more that you guys want to talk about it, let's do it. And lastly, just to finish this off here, future improvements to current tabs. Existing tabs are being updated as much as possible with new slots for items that should go in them. As I mentioned at ExileCon, as Chris mentioned, we don't want to add a secondary currency tab. You've seen the expansions to the currency tab, fragment tab, and map tab over time, and as we continue to add more items in future expansions, we aim to find room for them in the appropriate tabs. This means we've had to make some hard decisions about what items go in what tabs, so there is room for future items to be added. We understand the usability concerns about having a lot of specialized tabs to manage, and believe that the changes listed above, tab folders, will significantly help the situation. I agree with that, Chris. Thank you very much, Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. We're sorry that we had not finished or announced these features before releasing the tabs today. It not only had bad optics, but also didn't meet the transparency that we usually strive to achieve. So, transparency. GGG, look, they could have been more transparent before they released the tabs, but they're doubling back and being transparent here. It does say something a little bit different because they're doing it post kind of lash or post kind of attack from the community. I wouldn't really say it's an attack. It's been more of a small and vocal subset that's been talking about this and everything like that. But that being said, it's still very impressive that they're reaching out and letting us know all of this stuff. That, again, shows great character for Grinding Gear Games. One thing to finish off with, basically all I'm really going to say is I want to hear from you guys what you guys think. Leave comments down below. But everyone, it's just important to keep in mind that primarily, Grinding Gear Games, yes, they're here to create a really fun game for us to play, and hopefully most of us who are watching, we enjoy it, but we do have to remember they are a business, and businesses want to grow, businesses want to create revenue, and businesses want to thrive. So it's one thing to keep in mind as we play the game, and if we enjoy the game and everything like that, support does help the game, obviously. But there is a fine line. I think GGG are doing fine here at the moment. I'm not going to say too much on the matter, but again, I want to know your thoughts, so let me know. Thank you so much for watching, guys. That's pretty much all I have to say here, and until next time, Badger, out.